They lied to you. It wasn't a malicious lie, but it was a systemic one. From the moment you were 5 years old, placed in a row of desks under fluorescent lights, you were measured against a standard that was never designed for your brain. They told you that intelligence was speed. They told you that the first hand raised in the classroom belonged to the smartest person in the room. They told you that participation, constant chatter, and group brainstorming were the only paths to success. And if you were the child who sat quietly, observing, processing, and visualizing complex worlds in silence, you were given a label. You were shy. You were slow. You were disengaged. You have likely spent your entire adult life apologizing for this. You have walked into loud parties, chaotic open-plan offices, and aggressive boardrooms feeling like you were holding a currency that no one accepts. You have tried to force yourself to be louder, faster, and more reactive, only to end up exhausted and burnt out, wondering why you can't just fit in. But here is the truth, that the modern world is desperate to keep hidden. The system is not broken. It is working exactly as it was designed, to produce factory workers, not thinkers. The industrial education model, born in 18th century Prussia, was engineered to crush the quiet mind, because deep thinkers make terrible assembly line workers. They don't want you to think deeply. They want you to react quickly. But look at history. Look at the men and women who actually built our reality. Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, J.K. Rowling, Bill Gates, Nikola Tesla. None of them were the loudest in the room. They were the architects of silence. They possessed a specific neurobiological advantage that allows for deep simulation, complex pattern recognition, and profound invention. You do not have a defect. You have a superpower that has been dormant because you have been using the wrong operating manual. Today, we are going to delete the old programming. We are going to walk through the 7 lost laws of the quiet mind. These are the biological and strategic pillars that turn your introversion from a social liability into a lethal competitive advantage. This is the Tesla protocol. Welcome to the Brain Line. To understand your power, we must first look under the hood. The reason you feel drained by the modern world isn't psychological, it is chemical. The first law is realizing you run on a different fuel source. The extroverted brain operates on a dopamine-heavy reward loop. Dopamine is the chemical of more. It is the chemical of external reward, risk, and social novelty. When an extrovert answers a question quickly, high-fives a colleague, or gambles on a risky stock, they get a hit. They are essentially solar-powered. They need the external sun of social validation to charge their batteries. But you are nuclear-powered. Your brain prioritizes a different neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is the chemical of internal processing, deep focus, and long-term memory consolidation. It is not about the quick hit, it is about the long burn. When you engage the acetylcholine pathway, you turn inward. This chemical allows you to read a complex book for 4 hours without moving. It allows you to write code, paint, or strategize until the sun goes down. It induces a state of calm, hyper-focused bliss. The modern world is an addiction machine built for dopamine junkies. TikTok, Instagram, Slack notifications, open offices, they are all designed to trigger short dopamine loops. When you, an acetylcholine-dominant organism, try to function in a dopamine-dominant environment, you are essentially pouring sugar into a gas tank. It destroys the engine. The law: stop competing for dopamine hits. You will never win that game. Your advantage lies in the deep work that acetylcholine enables. While they are chasing the next notification, you are building the system that will eventually govern them. Have you ever wondered why a crowded grocery store or a loud cocktail party feels physically painful to you? Why, after 2 hours of small talk, you feel the urge to run away and hide in a dark room? This is not social anxiety. This is biology. It is law number 2, the open gate. Every human brain has a component called the reticular activating system, RAS. Think of the RAS as the bouncer at the nightclub of your mind. Its job is to filter out sensory data, lights, sounds, smells, temperatures, so you don't go insane. In an extrovert, this bouncer is strict. He blocks out almost everything. The background music, the hum of the refrigerator, the texture of their shirt, they don't feel it. Because their brain is naturally understimulated, they crave external chaos just to feel alive. In the introvert, the bouncer is on a coffee break. Your RAS is wide open. You are a high-fidelity data absorption machine. You don't just hear the conversation, you hear the air conditioner. You see the micro-expression of judgment on someone's face, you feel the vibration of the floor. You are taking in gigabytes of sensory data every second. When you are in a chaotic environment, you aren't shy. You are technically overwhelmed. Your biological system is redlining, your cortisol spikes, Your brain literally begins to shut down to protect itself. Society calls this being antisocial. We call it high-resolution processing. You perceive more of reality than they do. The cost of seeing everything is that you cannot look at everything for too long without burning out. The law. You must control your environment. You cannot perform deep work in chaos. Noise-canceling headphones are not a luxury for you. They are a medical necessity. You must manually close the gate that your biology left open. Now we move from biology to strategy. Once you protect your energy, what do you do with it? You use the tool that made Nikola Tesla the greatest inventor of the 20th century. Law number 3 is hypervisualization. Most people think in words. They have an internal monologue that narrates their life. This is linear auditory processing. It is slow, clunky, and limited by your vocabulary. But the genius introverted mind often bypasses language entirely. Tesla hated trial and error. He mocked Thomas Edison for wasting time with physical tinkering. Tesla wrote, "When I get an idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination. I change the construction, make improvements, and operate the device in my mind. It is absolutely immaterial to me whether I run my turbine in thought or test it in my shop." This is the difference between daydreaming and simulation. Daydreaming is passive. It is an escape from reality. Hypervisualization is active. It is a construction of reality because your brain is wired for internal processing. You have a built-in physics engine in your prefrontal cortex. You can simulate a difficult conversation before it happens, branching out every possible response. You can visualize a business model 5 years into the future, seeing where the supply chain breaks. You can code an entire algorithm in your head while walking in the park. The world tells you to get out of your head. That is the worst advice you could ever receive. Your head is where the laboratory is. Your head is where the value is created. The law. Stop trying to think externally on whiteboards with loud teams. Retreat to the simulator. Build the prototype in your mind. Test it, break it, and perfect it. When you finally bring it to the world, it won't be a rough draft. It will be a masterpiece. Why is solitude so essential for the introverted mind? Why do you feel a physical craving to be alone after a long day? Law number 4 is the Myelin Imperative. Deep intelligence is a physical structure. Every time you learn a complex concept or forge a new idea, a neural signal travels down a wire in your brain called an axon. To make that signal faster and stronger, your brain wraps that wire in a fatty substance called myelin. Think of myelin as the insulation on a high-speed fiber optic cable. The thicker the myelin, the smarter you are in that specific domain. But here's the catch. Myelin is generated best during states of unbroken, deep focus. We call this deep work. Every time you are interrupted by a text, a tap on the shoulder, or a loud noise, the myelination process halts. Research shows it takes an average of 23 minutes to return to a state of deep flow after a distraction. If you work in an open-plan office and get interrupted every 15 minutes, you are biologically incapable of producing genius-level work. You are stuck in the shallow end of the cognitive pool. Society shames you for wanting to be alone. They call you a loner. But look at Bill Gates, who takes think weeks alone in a cabin. Look at Carl Jung, who built a stone tower to escape his patients. They weren't hiding. They were protecting their myelination process. The law. Solitude is not a luxury. It is the raw material of your production. You must fight for your isolation with the same intensity that a soldier defends a border. If you cannot get it at work, you must wake up at 5 a.m. to find it. Your brain needs silence to build its infrastructure. How do you survive in a world that won't stop talking? How do you win in a boardroom full of loud extroverts without becoming one of them? Law number 5 is the sniper strategy. The extrovert is a machine gunner. They spray bullets everywhere. Words, ideas, pitches. They talk to think. They cover a lot of ground, but their accuracy is low. They waste ammunition. You are a sniper. You have a long load time. You need to set up your position. You need to calculate the wind and the distance. But when you take the shot, you do not miss. In a meeting, the quiet mind is often mistaken for a passive mind. This is a fatal error for your opponents. While they are busy talking, you are busy gathering intelligence. You are observing the power dynamics. You are catching the logical fallacies in their arguments. You are noticing who is insecure and who is lying. Because you are not using your processing power to generate speech, you are using it to analyze reality. The mistake most introverts make is feeling the pressure to jump in just to be seen. Do not do this. Let the silence build. Silence makes loud people uncomfortable. They will rush to fill it, often revealing more than they intended. Wait until the energy in the room peaks. Wait until the confusion is highest, and then speak. When you speak, be concise. Be precise. Do not offer a suggestion. Offer a conclusion. Because you have been running the simulation while they were just making noise, your answer will be the only one that makes sense. The law. Scarcity creates value. The more you talk, the less your words are worth. Be the sniper. one shot, one kill. The biggest threat to the introverted mind is not stupidity, it is burnout. Law number 6 is the energy economy. You have a smaller social battery than the average person. This is not a defect. It is the cost of running a high-performance engine. A Ferrari has a smaller gas tank than a semi-truck, but it goes much faster. The introvert hangover is real. It is a state of physical and mental depletion caused by prolonged overstimulation. When you reach this state, your IQ drops, your emotional regulation fails, and you become cynical and exhausted. Most introverts live in a cycle of debt. They spend 100% of their energy trying to keep up with social expectations, leaving 0% for their actual work or their own dreams. They say yes to the dinner, yes to the happy hour, yes to the committee, because they are afraid of offending the tribe. You must become ruthless with your energy. You must treat your attention like a limited financial budget. If you spend it on cheap small talk, you cannot spend it on your great work. This means you will have to disappoint people. You will have to leave parties early. You will have to decline invitations without a good excuse, other than, I need to recharge. The people who matter will understand. The people who don't matter are just energy vampires disguised as friends. The law: you cannot serve the world if you are empty. Your first obligation is to protect the asset, your mind. If the battery is red, the shop is closed. No exceptions. Finally, how do you turn all of this into genius? How do you create something that changes the world? Law number 7 is combinatory play. Albert Einstein was a massive introvert. When he was stuck on a complex physics problem, he wouldn't bang his head against the wall. He wouldn't call a team meeting. He would pick up his violin and play Mozart. He would go for a walk in the woods. He called this combinatory play, the act of opening up the mental channels to let unrelated ideas collide. The introverted brain is a pattern recognition machine. Because you consume information deeply, you have a vast library of data stored in your subconscious. But to connect the dots, to see the link between a leaf falling and gravity, or between a biological virus and a computer code, you need to give your brain white space. You need boredom. In our modern world, we have murdered boredom. If you have 3 minutes in an elevator, you pull out your phone. If you are waiting in line, you check. Email: you are constantly plugging the input jack. This prevents your brain from entering the default mode network, the state where creativity happens. You must schedule time to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. No podcast, no book, no music, just you and a walk. It is in these moments of silence that your subconscious will whisper the answer you have been screaming for. The law: creativity is a shy animal. It will not come to you amidst the noise of a notification. It only comes to the clearing of a quiet mind. We are standing at a tipping point in human history. The industrial age, the age of the factory, the open office, and the loud complier is dying. We are entering the conceptual age. In a world where artificial intelligence can answer any factual question in milliseconds, the ability to simply know things or talk fast is becoming worthless. The value has shifted. The future belongs to those who can synthesize, who can imagine, who can focus deeply on complex problems that AI cannot solve. The future belongs to the architect. It belongs to you. The noise of the world is increasing exponentially, and as the supply of noise goes up, the value of the signal, the value of true, deep, clarified thought skyrockets. You are holding the most valuable asset in the 21st century economy, and you have been treating it like a disability. Stop apologizing for your nature. The school system lied to you because it didn't know what to do with you. They wanted a worker. You are a creator. They wanted a cog. You are the engine. Embrace the 7 laws. Protect your acetylcholine. Close the sensory gate. Visualize the future. Guard your myelin. Be the sniper. Manage your energy. And let your mind play in the silence. I want you to leave a comment below. Which of the 7 laws have you been neglecting the most? Is it the need for solitude? Is it the energy management? Or is it the fear of using the sniper strategy? Let's build a war room in the comments. If this video gave you the permission you needed to finally be yourself, destroy the like button, not for the algorithm, but to signal that the quiet revolution has begun. Subscribe to the Brain Line. We don't just consume content here. We architect wisdom. Think deeper, speak less, build more.